All right, want to welcome everybody that came tonight. I just want to remind you, everything is being recorded, so watch what you say, I guess. We will too. So I'll call this meeting to order, Culver Board of Zoning Appeals. I'm going to start out with pledges.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Secretary, roll call.
Andrew Melton. Present. Dan Osborne. Present. Andrew Strati. Present. Graham McManaway.
Present.
And John Christ is present. Also note that our building commissioner, Steve Gorski, is here too.
Next thing is for June 20th, 2024 minutes. If everybody's had a chance to look at them. No questions, objections. I entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 24th minutes.
I'll second. We got a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Same sign. All right, unanimous. All right. Case number 2024-B13 at 818 East Shore Drive in Culver. Petition has been filed by Nick Ryan, David, and Catherine to approve a variance of development standards to request variance of 4 feet 4 inches from required 10-foot setback for a proposed porch construction along the side yard south front. You're presenting that?
I am now.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and let us know what you're proposing.
If you could give us your name and address, please.
Yeah. Titus Parker with Black Diamond Builders, 3254 West 600 North, Leesburg, Indiana,
3254.
West 600 North, Leesburg, Indiana.
Thank you.
So there, on the south side of the property right now, there's an existing deck that comes out of the breakfast nook there and wraps around the lakeside, which would be west. And it's kind of going in disrepair. So the clients, the Nicolais would like to remove it and replace it with a concrete porch. And make it to accommodate the, both her parents are in wheelchairs or be living with them during the summers. They'd like to accommodate a couple make that a wheelchair accessible to that double doors nook and accommodate a couple wheelchairs down there. And we'd like to carry a straight line off of the south side of the house. And then it would wrap around to the west side and carry back to one of the bump outs of the house. Well, it'd be a living room area there. We'd actually be losing square footage on the deck on the west side. We wouldn't extend it out, but we would be getting into the setback on the south side.
This would be covered.
It would be covered, yeah. Yeah, they'd like to, put their grandparents out there.
So what's the actual size of the deck?
The new one that they're putting on, or the one they're gonna replace it with,
No, the one that they want to put on.
yeah. So
Left 32. That's the thing, show you what they're doing next. Right.
it would be 40 by 10 on the, it'd be 40 by 10 on the south side. And then it would be 21, well, it'd be 21 by, about 16 on the west side, but that, the 10 feet that would overlap. Since it would return.
I'm a little confused as to how you came up with those measurements. And actually what is new and what is existing based upon the things that we have here in front of us.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the foundation plan. And I see an area called crawl space. I'm assuming that that is,
Okay.
that's existing.
This
Or not.
This is kind of. That's kind of.
There,
that's.
I think that's what they're proposing. That's
4 foot by
I think they saw that big copy, you can take it up there.
Yeah.
It's big
Right.
copies, it's easier to see.
They want to come out even with this.
I'm not even the book side.
They want to come out even with
Was this-
this. It was like the last, remember the last case? Yeah, very similar to that.
Is that existing?
That is this.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it.
And then wraps around the front. Yeah. South.
Okay, so you're talking 40 foot 4 inches.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
this is
What?
the nook right here is 10 feet.
okay.
So we'll stay this side, but that doesn't get into the setback.
Right.
Well,
And then cover over here.
okay, now that we're confused because if this is a poor foundation, where is this gonna house?
That's.
And if you're requesting 4 foot 4 inches, where's that being measured from?
So the property line goes like this, if you look at the site plan, so the 4 foot 4 inches that you would need is right here. So this actually doesn't get into the setback here.
Well, I guess I would question,
From the property.
I would question
Correct. Yes.
what this is from the property line, since there's no notation of where the property line is, and just say, well, it doesn't come into it.
Right.
We don't know the angle.
We have
Right.
site plan. Did you guys have it?
only thing I could find was the aerial, and that's not giving me anything.
Second floor,
Full plan.
we have,
The only thing that shows boundaries is the
we might not have that,
GIS thing.
okay.
Yeah, then, sorry, I was gonna bring the bigger version, but I didn't, I apologize. Here it is. This is actually the site plan with the proposed layout. So if you see here.
Those are what they're looking at right now, the
That's
little
the
tiny.
north property
Right,
line.
yeah.
Or the south.
That would be the
Oh,
south.
okay, you're.
Do I make that a little
So
smaller?
this is
Yeah, you did.
7.1 feet. If we look here, was what we have left over. But that's the foundation. So that's not calculating a 12-inch overhang.
Yeah, it does look like it kind of
Which is what I came up with mine.
Well, I guess
How accurate.
what I'm saying is, I don't see this bump out here
Yeah, they,
carted there. So,
yeah.
so I mean, as I look at this, yeah, it does look like it's not parallel to the house here, but it's not that much offset. And if you're talking about putting a 4 foot bump out here,
Yeah,
that causes me some great concern.
yeah, they, well, I'm not gonna,
That's the purpose of the 4 foot.
House.
well,
Right.
so you guys don't have this plan, right?
Right.
Here's what we have.
Yeah, let's see if you have, because they've been,
And then you took. You did.
you got that one, yeah. Yeah, see, they did that, or they said that was not.
I have one right here. There's,
They did.
no, wait.
Right here, that's right, you got it. Right there.
Still not very big, but if you want,
Okay.
got a little bigger up there.
I'm sorry, Steve.
Oh, he's looking at it.
Yeah, yeah, so I know, I see what you're saying, this site plan, right, no, this drawing, site plan does not accommodate for the bump out that they added right here.
Okay, and just looking at that, that bump out, if it's 4 foot, you're looking at getting pretty darn close to the property line.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what.
Bigger.
One. This is. So this here. This thing here is what's he's got on the property line, okay?
Okay.
All right, there's no measurement anywhere of where any of this stuff is in relation to property line, and this does not include this bump out, which you said that's been added.
And
Okay.
they're giving theirs.
And that is 4 foot.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is already existing.
Which is 6 foot 6 inches. This is,
So this is, says this is seven more.
It would be 5 foot 6 inches. They're asking for a variance. 4 feet 4 inches. So,
and that's on the south side, so
Yep.
right here.
okay, so the way I'm reading what they're asking for,
My
Yes.
question is.
this is 4 foot 4
This is
inches from
already
somewhere
set,
on this property line.
No.
But this property line is not parallel to
the house. Right.
Okay,
So we have,
Right, and
we
then-
have some more questions for you, Titus.
Sure.
and then,
And these pictures we've got, if you could come up.
Is that, this guy, is that?
These are pictures down.
Does exist.
What's this? Okay. So this is,
So
how far is this from, this right here, I'm assuming is the property line?
that's correct. And this nook to that property line is right on some, actually, it's there right there.
Okay, so this is from here to here
says-
is 10,
That's correct.
and you're
This is
asking
not running
for
parallel to the house.
4
He said
inches.
something about their.
Yeah, we would like a variance to come out, but not here. The deck would, the porch would actually
This thing
line
here.
up with this nook and head off towards the lake.
It's not
And since the
flat.
property line is at an angle,
This
by the time you get to the point where you go back,
Okay,
that's
So
where
And he just.
so the variance is needed where the porch space is coming.
right where it's turned at.
And he also said it does not include
So
gutters in the
this whole
okay.
thing's gonna line up with this.
Yeah.
So it's not gonna come any further out than this right here.
We're asking.
Okay, I thought. it was
My
that.
math
John,
is.
looks like you're throwing money
See
around.
that? It's gonna. It's not mine. Go from there,
I didn't mind.
Anymore.
from here.
Yeah, it wouldn't matter.
The variance is at the corner. Because of the property line.
Because of the way this line's right.
It's, yeah, the house isn't built square on the lot.
Right.
Yeah, but it's not that much offset if you look at it, no.
Right.
So this is where the variance is needed.
Is that corner,
It's not
because it's angling, it's angling.
But they've got that bump out on
These
the
little
print.
That's the correct.
That was being added.
Yeah, actually, it's you, but whatever reading, you see this, this.
He said this is being added.
the correct.
It was not.
Okay, so. He doesn't know anything about that.
We found.
That's the
Okay, correct.
Right there.
So- This is the bump house, right?
That's correct.
So the house actually goes out further than that bump house.
That's correct.
Because the second floor.
Right here.
Yeah,
That's correct.
hangs over further than the bump house.
Yeah.
Do you know what that distance from that eve is to the property line?
So I don't know that one. I do know this one, that the eave to the property line is 11, or not 9 feet right here. And then the wall is 10 feet.
I just picture of 7.1 inches.
Yeah.
On one side.
Yeah.
And that was closer than. How much?
So Titus, what's the distance from the bump out to the property line at the closest point?
Wall is 10 feet, the eve, or not the eve, the second story bumps over 1 foot. So that takes it to 9 feet. And then the overhang of the roof, eve of the roof, I guess would be at 8. I'm sorry.
And more to the confusion on another plan, on the first floor plan, where we see the covered porch. It shows a number of steps on the south side
Yeah.
and a number of steps on the lake side that extend out from the foundation. So I'm gonna assume that that also would have to be
You would have to measure from
from that.
a step.
And you said this would be covered? Are you
Yes.
talking about it's gonna have a roof over it?
Yep.
How high is that gonna be and what's on the walls around it? Gonna be open
It's gonna be completely open. Yeah.
But how far is it gonna extend past the foundation line that you have?
around here?
So the overhang would be 12 inches and you have 5-inch gutters. So that's how you go from the 7.1 there down to the 5.8.
Okay.
Okay, so that 1 foot plus 5 inches is still less than the 4 foot in the bump out.
That's
So the bump out's going to be
3.1 inches.
let's see, 12 and 5 is 17. So that's 7 inches. So it's gonna extend out 2 feet 7 inches beyond the gutter.
That would be correct.
So then, in essence, we're looking at some amount less than 4 foot 4 inches.
Can I ask a question? So the deck itself is gonna be removed and it's gonna be a concrete patio,
Yeah.
okay? And then really what we're talking about here is the variance for the
Bump out?
roof covered portion of the porch.
Right.
Not for the porch itself, because it's gonna be flat work. But it's
Right.
gonna be, the variance will need to be counted towards the roof is what we should be looking at.
The steps don't matter.
They do.
Especially it shows that it's a poured foundation for this bump out.
So it's a support foundation.
So that's where we have to, I'm guessing we have to know what amount you're asking for.
My concern is when it comes to concrete steps and concrete steps could be considered permanent.
Yep.
And I don't really understand hardship that would compensate the variance.
I'm just gonna, for my sake, Titus,
Yeah.
so the steps coming out are gonna be actually, total width out will be less than what the bump out is. But if we're measuring from the corner of the property, if the house is not sitting square on the property as was stated, so we're still looking, is the bump out closer or the corner of the property or where the steps and closer to the property line? Because again, with the property line, the house not sitting
Yeah.
square on the property.
Your steps are gonna be closer at the point here.
Closer.
And do you know that distance?
Change steps would be closer to the property line.
Yeah.
We don't have that distance here. So
So the steps would come out 13 feet from the house, which would put them you're 7.1, you would actually increase that. So it'd be 4'6" is what it would actually be, what you would have left over, not the 7'1". If you go up that last step,
It's 4 feet 6 inches to the property line.
right at the very end of the cover, porch.
Instead of 5 inch, instead of 5 inch.
Instead of 5 foot.
Right.
So,
The request for the variance is 4 feet 4 inches.
right, so it's. Not.
The math,
It's not accurate.
the math doesn't add up to, for me.
Right.
And
Yeah.
as I see this, there's no measurements anywhere to indicate exactly how far the overhang on the bump out is. And you just gave us some measurements of the steps, but they don't say, you know, what the tread is on each of the steps, and it looks to me like there's 3 steps before you even get up to the porch. So we don't know what the rise is of the steps. We don't know what the tread is of the steps. And
I guarantee at least 11 inches.
yeah, right. And if you're requesting 4 foot 4 inches from the southwest corner southwest corner of the foundation plan, again, not knowing what the angle is of the property line relative, but it's not going to be that sharp. It looks, you know, maybe 5 feet from the eastern boundary to the western boundary.
You're talking 3 feet further to the west. From what that corner is, which 3 feet further from that 7.1. Roughly.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is if he's asking, you said 7.1, but you're asking for a variance of 4.4.
But, so he's asking for a reduction of 4.4, so he's probably asking for a 5 8 inch.
Oh, because
Is that what you're asking
That's not the
for, or
wording.
is it actually
That's not
4
the wording.
feet 4 inch from the property line?
Well, yeah, that was, yeah,
Yeah, so they're still asking for 4 feet 4 inches from the property.
4 feet
That's
4.
what they want the end of their construction to be,
Yes.
4 feet, 4 inches from the property line.
Okay, I do have one other question.
Sure.
Is this proposed porch here without the bump out, is that even with the southern boundary of the existing house?
it's even with the southern boundary of the breakfast nook. That the second story
Right
actually,
here, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Is this here
yes,
even with this area here?
Yes,
Yes.
but not from the foundation.
In a
The
parallel.
foundation is 1 foot further north.
Okay,
You're talking about a straight line with the other, where it's not parallel.
okay, so
With the wall, yes.
if you're, for argument's sake, if you're 7 foot 1 inch here, we don't know what you are here. But it's fair to say that it's probably gonna be more than 7.1, but it's not gonna be that much, because as you look at this, yes, it's not at an angle, but I'm gonna guess this is maybe 5 foot wider than here, just, well, here. There you go, 90 feet, 6.69 inches. 102, so it's 12 feet.
12 feet difference.
It's 12 feet difference over the course of 368 feet.
But my concern is
So that bump out here is gonna be less than 7.1. Or more than 7.1, but we don't know how much more.
Well, yeah,
if we don't have the bump out.
Without the bump out,
Without,
without the bump out.
but the steps will be closer than the bump out.
Um,
To the property.
yeah, but
right,
But the bump out has a poured foundation. So that's kind of where we have to measure from. As I see it, I mean,
I mean,
foundation plan shows a poured footing for the bump out.
what is that bump out for?
They were just trying to get their grill out from underneath the porch, so it wasn't fire hazard.
Okay. My concern is with where the steps are gonna come out on the west side, when it extends on over from that corner, we can't go by the 7.1. We'd have to know what that measurement is for those 3 steps.
Coming towards the property.
Coming back this way, they come out from here to here. I know there's not a lot of change, but it's gonna be less than 7.1.
But, I mean, with the eave and the gutters, I said that's 5/8.
That's the end of construction, what it's gonna be. Figuring on what number,
But for the eave and 5 inches for the gutter.
right, how far from the property line, where you get the 5.8,
7.1 minus,
well, you can't use 7.1, because it's less than that where it's gonna be proposed.
well, I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
That's what I'm saying, we're looking at the 7.1, but the 7.1 is not a legitimate number,
But change those steps,
it
change,
changes that,
the steps change up there.
steps change it.
Mhm.
You said from the southwest corner of the bottom step, it was 4 feet 6 inches. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
That's what I heard as well, but we don't have anything to go by that opposed. You know, the proposed porch should have had our measurements of the finished product.
So I ask all of you, what specific measurements would you like to see?
I would like to see on the far southwest corner of the bottom step what that distance is from the property line south. I would also like to see what the southern edge of the bump out boundary is at both of the corners on there to the southern property line.
I would like to know the distance of that second story as it relates to the southern property line current.
Currently?
Yeah.
I would like that currently and proposed.
Yeah.
Every question they had dealing with that southern property line.
Mhm.
In the southwest corner.
Right.
But taking that to the southern property line.
Yeah.
I'd like to see an overlay of that, exactly what's existing and what's proposed,
And I want the property line on both.
for the, exactly.
So you have options.
Yeah.
And one of your options is to ask it to be tabled to next month. Should come back with all the information. If the BZA board, this board were to vote no, you couldn't come back for another year
Okay,
to ask for that.
yeah,
And honestly, we wouldn't really want to have to vote on it
yeah,
without the information either, because in the past, it's happened that people didn't have that and we requested that they come back as well with those measurements. I mean, we specifically have to know this information before we can approve.
so what if we remove the bump out and the steps on the south side?
We still would need to know what the
We need to
exact
know the
measurement,
measurement.
we still would need to know what the exact measurements are.
I think that's fine, and then we'll come back with the measurement.
And that's, everything's up to you, whatever you want. Any information you can challenge would be a.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I like to, yeah.
All right,
Our next meeting's August 15th.
and I guess we probably have a motion to table it. Till then.
That we table case 2024-B13 until the August 15th meeting.
Second.
The first and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Who seconded it?
I did.
Okay. Aye.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Any new business? Any new business? Anything, be concerned anywhere? Yeah. Things being jumped down.
Not nowhere near what we had going on last year.
Yeah.
Dan brought this up before, and I'm seeing more and more of it. I've got lots more questions about that executive storage building. I mean, you're starting to see stairs go up, and you're starting to see the separations, and we know that there's gonna be bathrooms, and you're seeing enclosed porches, blah, 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 and, you know, we all had this concern about, how it's gonna be policed, that nobody's gonna stay there overnight.
Concerns as far as more people are gonna be there doing anything other than storing there.
Uh-huh. And I just think, you might wanna question some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think Steve was not. He wasn't here.
Yes.
When we were going through all this. with him.
Yes.
And that's why I think he's a little bit on the outside as far as understanding what's going on, what we were presented and what they came back with their architectural plans are different than what we basically approved.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think the same thing, and I thought that one time, were you, Steve, gonna get a copy of those for us? I've been looking through my old papers, and I can't find them.
I can't find it.
You want site plans?
Yeah,
Site
they're writ-
plan
they're
for-
writ-
And as built too.
The site plan, well, as far as they're built, we can see what's built, see if it matches what that is.
When I was on the planning commission, it was pretty emphatic. There's
Right.
no residential.
Right.
Right.
There's a lot of, public input on those, what,
Yes.
Because it'll be a condominium regime. They'll have an HOA for the owners.
Well,
And that's, we were assured through Burke Richardson, Allen County's attorney, the project's attorney, that that would be included in the HOA. In fact, I think, I can't say for sure if you mentioned penalties or not for that, or how that would work, but the ultimate penalty is, Burke said, non-compliance would be, you don't get to stay there
non-compliance is what
anymore.
the issue that I would like to find out about. Because I mean, I don't remember, which that doesn't make it right or wrong. But the building that's toward the east, that goes across there, back behind the others,
yeah,
I do not remember on the plan that building even being.
It is. It was.
yeah, I think. The other concern I have is, you know, when we granted that variance, it was for executive storage. Now, does that mean they're all rentals? Or can they be purchased or,
For condominiums, each unit will be purchased.
okay, so,
I didn't think that was what it was.
I didn't know that. I
didn't
mean,
know either. Do you remember that though?
I don't.
I mean, the way I understood, they were.
they were gonna be
For a year.
storage.
It was storage rental,
Storage
for-
rental.
RVs or boats.
Right, correct, yeah, this is exactly right, but I don't think it's,
everything I have was set up, it was set up as a condominium regime in there.
Well,
But they'll be so, it'll be just like owning a condominium home, except it's a condominium storage unit.
I don't recall any of that. And,
I don't either. I know it came before the planning commission several times.
Yeah,
Andrew, I know you were there and I know Dan was there. And
I remember we had
With
them
that.
come back because we had them
More
make
than
some
one.
adjustments.
yeah,
and we had them come back too.
right. So I mean, we're talking about several trips between several meetings. I mean,
Because the first proposal was that the upstairs would be roughed out for like plumbing and the idea of then finishing it off. And I thought that's where we said,
but they say that's for storage and
yeah,
whatever else they did.
but I thought that's where we said no to the idea of making it a residence.
Right.
And I can say that I remember emphatically that there was gonna be no kind of residence, no kind of overnight stay.
Correct.
And that it would be written into the agreement
Right.
that they could not stay overnight and it would be grounds for removal.
Except if they told you, you can't remove
But I didn't know they were gonna own it. See,
Right.
this is the first I've heard of it
If
being a
you own it
condominium.
under- Can you have a HOA ownership and still restrict somebody from spending on that overnight?
Absolutely.
What if they still start?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it's
Kind of question one way or the other as far as ownership privileges, because usually under ownership of
How do
a
we?
building on top of ground, you don't own the property.
So I've heard you'd like, this group would like to see as a site plan as built and compare that to what was approved.
Correct.
If possible, I made a note here, if they have one ready, to see what their HOA agreement is. So if it's available, I'll see if I can get a copy of that to present you all also.
No,
I think that would be very helpful to have. Is there anything else on that you want to see?
that's what I don't
I
understand.
remember Bert specifically saying that it was a rental agreement, not an HOA.
Yes, yes.
But that's, I mean, under our minutes, ought to be a lot of that information.
Exactly. Yes, it's need to go back.
I wonder if we could get a hold of Don Fox.
Your plan commission minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we
I mean,
want
because I
both,
can access,
Yeah,
you know,
You've got the-
BZA
you've got the
minutes.
BZA
I just can't access them right here because
but I,
which I was wanting both.
we,
I
we
mean,
need
we
to
were-
get, we need to get BZA and Plan Commission a little bit together here and figure out what came about.
Well, we could have a workshop meeting between the two, could make an executive meeting out of it,
So-
At least twice.
but we want to get the information first.
Yeah, right.
So we can talk about it.
I will, the past minutes, I'll look for those
Okay, that'd be.
and see if I can pull
that'd be
those
great. Yeah.
and put this, put a package together for y'all.
okay.
You know, I had even contacted Dan Adams to see if he had the past BZA minutes and he didn't get back with me, so apparently he.
So they're publicly accessible.
Right, exactly.
And our YouTube channel is.
Mhm.
I'll dig them up for you though, much
Fine.
quicker.
We got a question or comment?
I'm not hearing what.
Okay. I'm Maureen Dickinson at 522 Main Street. And that stuff is going up super fast. And by the time you do a work, figure this out between these minutes and these minutes, days will go by, a week or so, 2 weeks will go by. And do you know how far they're gonna be? Why can't you do a stop until you guys figure it out?
Can you
We wouldn't have the grounds to stop it unless we have the grounds for proof.
No, you can't stop the work on it unless there's some violation and we don't know that there's a violation.
Until we find out if there is or not, we can't stop. And I understand your concern, because I'd be the
Because they
same
do
way.
this all the time,
And, you know, but
this particular group. This particular group does this all the time around town.
I can't say that out loud.
You don't have to, I did.
Can I get your address again?
Right?
I don't know the house.
522 South Main Street.
I'm Maureen.
I do this all the time at the meetings. I'm Maureen, 522 South Main Street.
No, we appreciate that very much. Same thing.
It's a big concern in this community right now. It's why I'm here tonight. There's a lot of concern and there's a lot of talk within the community of what they're seeing versus what they thought they were supposed to be seeing.
And we have heard the same thing from
Okay.
several people. But
That's why we discussed it
Yeah,
tonight.
thank you.
that's the reason we brought it up, honestly, because we've been hearing about it.
And the technical term for what they're building is a barnuminium. Because of the height of the front roll-up door and the rear roll-up door. And the plumbing, the drains, the steps.
It's taken lots of.
So a barnuminium. So to clarify, barnuminium's post-frame construction. These are not post-frame construction. Barnuminium could be any type of construction. It's by definition, a post-frame construction is what, you can look at barnuminium, but I've been researching those for myself lately. Don't want one. But they're post-frame construction. So this is built on a full foundation. With footers poured and all. I mean,
If you wanted.
they're built well. It's just, the question that I hear tonight is, are they being built correctly?
Not correctly. It's not the question, I don't think you're hearing. I think the question is, it's not whether it's being built correctly, is what is being built, what was approved. That's different.
Right, but what the building commissioner is talking about
Yeah.
is correctly according to what was approved.
Okay,
As far as
thanks,
doing
Steve.
correctly, that's up to the county.
I'll gather that information for you all.
All right,
This
I
coming week.
appreciate that.
Thanks, Victor.
All right, any more new business that we seem to pass up a lot of times when they getting ready to get out? Not me, that is. All right, any more other concerns? We'll go with the building commissioner report.
So I'd like to take this off of the agenda and I'm just gonna email this when I get these done. It's usually later in the month. When I have everything put together.
All right.
So instead of giving you the same answer every month, I'm just gonna email it to you. I'd like, if you all are in agreement with that,
Yeah, that'd
I'll
be
take it off
fine.
and I'll just
I mean-
send it when it's ready for
Yeah.
everybody else.
Would you then wish that once you email it, that I incorporate it into
Yes.
these minutes?
Yes,
Well, that's up to you.
I think- I
It
think-
definitely goes into
I think
the,
it should
For the
be,
record, I think we have.
for the record, I think we have.
Okay, then,
well, it's a public, I can send it out as a public record. They'll be recorded in the town council meeting
Right.
minutes.
But I'd rather have it as well as under a BZA. meeting.
yeah, I
That's
agree.
totally up to, that's up to if
Yeah,
you'd like
and I
that.
mean, I mean, we're sworn to an oath to do it right. So I think this is doing it right. All
So,
right,
so then the minutes will not be forthcoming until we get the,
Okay,
Building commissioner office
that's fine.
okay.
on track.
yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'll do that. They'll be ready next
We need
week.
to make a motion to direct building commissioner.
Okay.
Next meeting, regular meeting, 6:30 PM, Thursday, August 15th.
So that's gonna be a full agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be, at this time, there's at least 3 cases.
One of them I thought was gonna be tonight.
This will be coming, tonight's case will be coming back, right?
Right.
So at least 4 cases.
At least 4 cases.
Yeah, I was into a 10 o'clock meeting.
Have to eat early supper
Yeah,
or bring food.
that's right.
Before,
Yeah.
before the next meeting, I will send you each case, if you want that electronically. Pictures, everything to preview it, maybe to save some time.
Yeah, that would be helpful, because I did drive by your location. And considering there's a stone wall up there, it was kind of hard to see,
Yeah,
get a line of sight, and
I would,
I didn't wanna walk into the property.
I would request that I get hard copies in my mailbox.
That's a standing request.
Okay,
Anybody else?
anybody else?
And I'm good.
No, I'm fine.
Via email, I'm fine.
I come to TRC meeting, so I should come in. All right, other than that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
First and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Oh, I thought you wanted-
Are you opposed?
No.
That Same sign.
Yeah,
I thought you said you were opposed. You want to stick around?
No, I